What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm sure you've missed this. It is number 10 of ÜWatt. As always, it's Jace, being joined by my very, very good friend Squeak. How are you, Squeak?
I'm good.
Good, yeah. And how's your week been? I mean, it's been a bit odd, hasn't it, not having anything to listen back to last week because there was a lost episode.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a bit odd. Just like, I don't know. I've just been doing, usual. Well, I say the usual. The usual would amount to Fallout, wouldn't it? But I've
Yes.
I've been playing other stuff. I have other games.
Been branching out.
Rainbow, Fallout. Call of Duty.
I was going to say, there was a bit of Just Cause, wasn't there? It was mentioned, obviously, last week.
Yeah,
But
I did get Just Cause.
I feel like last week's podcast was the best podcast and also the worst podcast we'll ever do.
Well, to be fair, you can say it's the best because no one's heard it.
No one will ever know. It's like that Wu-Tang album.
Oh my god, maybe that's what we've done. We've just held it back and put it in a vault.
Did you see the guy that bought that album? He's not allowed to share it with anyone for 88 years.
Really?
Yeah,
He'll be dead.
exactly.
What
And he hasn't even listened to it yet.
Really?
As of the time of recording, yeah, it's the guy that basically he makes is it cancer medication
He's
or
a dick.
or something like that, and he moved the cancer medication from $10 whatever it was up to $750, and has just made it absolute mint. And then he bought the Wu-Tang album for the only copy of the album for $2 million.
Yeah.
And he's not allowed to share it or distribute the music for 88 years.
The thing is, that's that thing as well. If if that thing goes online, they know that he's leaked it. It's not exactly like you can go, it wasn't me.
It's just mad. They've given him the only master, and they don't even have a copy of the music. That's it. It's just
that's pretty crazy.
yes, that's quite mad. So so yeah, episode 9 #lost episode.
I was saying to Sprees about that album though. I bet you it's really fucking shit. It's really shit, and that's why it's just tracks that they was like, no, I don't like the sound of that, and let's just.
The thing is, Dre heard about that, and he was like, shit, I should have done that.
Yeah.
I should have done that. He should have fucking. Well, you never know. You might try, mightn't he?
Detox.
There we go. Just saying, that guy might pop up and buy that one again for $2 million.
I think fuck off, innit?
Oh, so first up on the list, I was quite excited when I saw this last week. Final Fantasy VII is getting a remake.
I'm not gonna lie, I never played it.
The funny thing is with me is that I had disc 1 and disc 3. I don't know what happened to my disc 2.
The thing is, as I said that, I just felt people just judging me.
Oh yeah, I think anybody that owned a PlayStation is judging you right now because Final Fantasy VII was the breakers.
The thing is, it's what it is. It's like I'm not there. There's no one around me right now, but I can feel the judgment.
It's a pre-recording. You can already feel the judgment.
Pre-judgment. But
yeah, I mean, it's really cool because it obviously it goes back to, but it's one of those things where if you want the nostalgia, you'll go back and you'll play it on PlayStation, or you'll get an emulator and you'll play it how it's supposed to be played. They've obviously remade it, graphically it's been overhauled, it looks amazing. The thing that upset me a bit was that they haven't gone back to the classic turn-based battling, which is what I loved so much about Final Fantasy was. I kind of felt like when they I understand that obviously you need to go with the times and they upgrade things and they update it and they come up with a new battle system, but I really just prefer the old school turn-based attacking.
The thing is, if you're remaking something, it's that thing of what do you add in that improves on the game, and what do you keep that was already in the game that made it what it was? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think Final Fantasy being turn-based is just what it should be. Like,
That's the thing. That's why I love playing the Super Mario Saga games on the DS, because it's Mario and Luigi, but all of the battles are turn-based. Like you have a little bit of interaction, so like depending on what attack is happening, what attack you're performing, or how you're being attacked, you press like A to control Mario, B to control Luigi, and you have to do something in time to obviously of either dodge an attack or to give your attack more power. But the actual battling is I pick that I'm going to attack. I pick that Mario's going to attack, Luigi's going to do a spell, and we wait for the computer to take their go as well.
wait, sorry, Luigi does magic.
Well, not Luigi does magic. They both have I can't think of what it's called, but they both have like special bro skills.
Okay.
So you'll get Mario to do like a basic jump attack, and then you might get Luigi to do whatever his special is using. As you play the game, you get upgrades, and then you can use those upgrades to do new moves. So you start off just being able to jump, and then they'll learn a skill like I don't know, they'll get hammers to do something on a bit of a puzzle. But then you keep the hammer, then you can use the hammer.
Okay.
And stuff like that. If you haven't played this week, I think it is definitely worth a look at the Super Mario Bros. Saga, because they've done quite a few, and I think they're quite good. But yeah, like it's one of those things as well where they've done it, it looks like they've got proper cinematics and things. So in the old Final Fantasy, I don't know if you've played any of the old ones, but it was all text based. So everything you done was all text, It had a few cutscenes in Final Fantasy, but there wasn't audio in the cutscenes, whereas this one looks like they're having cinematics. So whereas before you'd be able to rename Cloud, you're able to rename everybody, but on this one I guess you're going to be stuck with whatever the names are.
If I just say I've never played any Final Fantasy, like,
It would surprise me. I'm not saying that you have to, because I can say that I've never completed any Final Fantasy,
the thing is, it's just.
but I've played quite a few.
It's never interested me.
Okay.
It's never. I've never gone, oh my god, that looks so great. It's just no.
I think that it was like the last one I really enjoyed was Final Fantasy X, I think. I can't remember what the guy was called in it, but he had blonde spiky hair, and there was like a mini game in it, like this football game they played underwater. It was pretty cool.
The only game I've sort of enjoyed like that was Jade Cocoon. I don't know if you ever played that.
No, I've never played. What's Jade Cocoon? Never heard of it. What platform was that on?
Pretty sure it was PlayStation.
Okay.
But it was like, it was sort of like Pokemon in a way.
Okay.
But yeah, that was turn-based. And then like, you could like breed them and make a new thing, sort of thing. It was pretty good.
That's cool. A game that I loved. In fact, I think a game that I loved is coming to the Wii U's Virtual Console was the Medabots.
Yes, I have played that.
I did enjoy it. It was one of those games that like you did really well, but then when you hit somebody that you couldn't beat, you had to learn to walk away. Because if you didn't walk away, every loss would cost you a part.
Yeah.
And you end up like Medabee's just a frame with a head.
I think I played that on my PSP. I'll actually have to dig that out.
Yeah, no, that was a good time. I did enjoy that. So yeah, no, it's looking like they could. Aside from my personal preference of not liking that it's not turn-based anymore, I think it looks like it could be really good. The thing where I haven't played, I played a little bit of one of the Final Fantasies when they changed the battle system. When you used to play it, so like on Final Fantasy VII, yeah, on all Final Fantasies you get summons, and I haven't seen anybody use a summon in the new battle system, because I remember you used to be able to sit there, send a summon, like a massive ogre would come out and just attack the enemies and hit them all.
Okay.
But whereas on that one it was like you're left of the screen, enemies right of the screen, so it would just send it over.
Yeah.
So yeah. I do wonder how that would look in the midst of battle, in the way that it is now, because it's not hack and slash. It's really odd the way that it is now. But
why? How is it now?
So like now it's one of those where, from what I've seen, you kind of get into an encounter. You can choose to use your mana to do like your magic, your spells. You can use your basic attack. I think they still have the limit breaks on it, where like after you've been hit so many times, you get like a special move to do. But you're able to actually physically move around and walk around the battlefield as well at the same time.
So it has like dodging and stuff like that.
This thing, I don't know that far. I don't know how all that goes on now in recent Final Fantasies, because I fell out with them after 10. Because 10 was the last one I knew of. That was the turn-based one.
Well, like
I think 10 Part 2 might have been turn-based as well.
I've not played any of them.
Yeah.
I don't know why as well. It's not like It's one of those where I've specifically gone like, I'm just avoiding it. I just
Yeah, I think it's one of those where like it was a game on 3 discs, had a really good story, and I think it's one of those games that when it was in an era where you didn't have to have multiplayer, they put so much into the story that I think it could be a really good one to play.
Yeah.
So I mean, just having a look, I was assuming that it would just be on PlayStation,
Well,
but I can't see anything saying that it's just on PlayStation.
pretty much everything is cross-platform now anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
They have very few exclusives nowadays. Unless they're specifically, like, funded by Microsoft or Sony.
And I can't see anything about it, so yeah. So they said they tried to hold the same kind of density that the old one had, so yeah, that should be one to look out for. I reckon that'll be quite good. So yeah, moving on from Final Fantasy, we're going from RPGs to survival. I am really excited for next week.
When's it out? It's 16th, is it?
Ark Survival Evolved is finally coming to a console. Obviously, it's early access. It's not due for release until summer next year.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the 16th it becomes available on Xbox. I don't think I've seen anything for a price.
I saw something around the £30 mark.
Yeah, I can see it says the unfinished game will sell for $34.99, but that's dollars.
So, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously we played it when it was free on that Steam weekend. I think you own it anyway, don't you?
Yeah, I do, actually. It's, I'm not normally into buying, what do you call them?
Like early access, the green
That's
light
the
game
one,
and stuff.
early access. Couldn't think of it then. Yeah, I'm not one for really buying into early access, because it's it's one of those things where it's a gamble and...
I think DayZ showed us that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Where, is it still, like, is that game even finished yet?
Nope.
Ridiculous.
I'll be honest, I've not even gone back to look at it because they had the developer road planned out and showing you everything and this and that, but the actual rate of progress is just it was non-existent at one point. It was sort of pointless even looking at it.
That's the thing. I kind of thought they would have been better off releasing that as the game and updating it rather than calling it early access.
Yeah. The thing is with early access, it's that whole thing of you get funding as you go, so you sort of create your budget as you're moving on.
Yeah.
So you might, it's sort of, I don't know. It's a good thing and a bad thing because it's sort of one of those where developers can be like, you know what, we wouldn't have added that in, but our budget's gone a bit more, so we can actually go to work on this. But then at the same time, some developers might get a bit too overzealous and be like, oh, we can do everything, and realistically, they just can't.
Yeah.
So they don't deliver anything then, and that's when you get people upset with it. And
so for anybody that doesn't know what Ark Survival Evolved is, it's one of those survival games. So I don't know if, I mean, the majority of people have seen things like DayZ, Rust, and games like that. So it's a game where, well, it's in the title, it's a survival game. It's a game where you can craft items. You walk up to a tree, you hit a tree a few times, you get some wood. And I don't mean a boner. I mean, actual pieces of wood that you can use to make other things. And then you kind of go from there. The progression's really good. As you get XP, you level up. When you level up, you get points to spend on your skill tree. Obviously, the more points you get, the higher level you get, the more advanced the things you can get is. The thing that's really cool is you pretty much wake up on a beach with some weird thing on your arm, and you look around, and it's like a wonderful beach, lovely water, and then just fucking dinosaurs.
it is literally the only game I've nearly been kidnapped on.
That was amazing. So yeah, this is the thing as well. Is obviously the thing that made that so cool. Is that we were.
It was so unexpected.
But it's one of those things where we were on a server. This is what I wonder how they're going to do it as well, because we were on a server where you pick the European server and it's like 200 people on there at once or something stupid like that. It was like a large amount of people that can use that server at once. Whereas
it's pretty much like an MMO shard, isn't it?
Yeah, but on the console, is it going to be like you create the world and we will all connect to your world? This is how I think they will end up doing it, like they do with most things.
I reckon they might have it sort of both ways, Maybe. Like, you can make a private server if you wanted to, say. before you can join.
'Cause
But I actually quite enjoy having the random people about.
yeah, that's the thing. It kind of changes a bit, doesn't it? And that's why I wonder, you know, I was saying to Ben Jenks earlier, I was saying to him about how Minecraft, you know, you can join servers on Minecraft if you're playing it on the PC, and you have to walk like miles in the world to find anything that's untouched so that you can build something happily.
Play me a part in that.
And then, you know, they brought it to Xbox, and the Xbox One version is just like a bit of an upgraded one from the 360. Well, and you know, this gen of console is just a slight upgrade. It makes it a bit bigger, but the problem is that there aren't, you know, like they aren't hosting any servers. So it'd be interesting to see if, you know, those guys that are making Ark, if they decide to host some servers themselves.
Yeah.
Where are they hosted to when you play it on the PC?
I actually have no idea.
Hmm.
They're just like they have like the European servers and American servers, and you know, as you normally do. But I don't actually know where the servers are based or anything. But yeah, I think it will be very interesting because it's like you say, it's sort of like Rust. I'd compare it to Rust more than Minecraft in a way, just from, you know.
Yeah. I just thought Minecraft just keeps it in its basic, most basic form.
Crafting, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, dinosaurs, taming them.
The thing that was when we were playing. So this is what happened, guys. So we've jumped on, and we spawned in like the south area, and then we found each other, and then we fought some dinosaurs and just died. So we're like, okay, we're not going to start here again. So then we start in the next zone. And then when we start in the next zone, I see a dodo. I knock it unconscious and try feeding it some berries, trying to tame it. Meanwhile, Squeak says, "Oh, what happened? Oh, I've been knocked out. Oh, Jace, he's dragging me away. He's dragging me away." At this point, I turn around and I see Squeak in nothing but his pants, being dragged by his foot by some man in like he's just like leather clad, running. So then I'm having to scream after the guy like, "Can I have my friend back, please?" And they were being really funny, weren't they? Because they even, this is the thing with people online, they take stuff so serious to the point
crazy defensive.
We're two level ones with nothing. All we have on is the obligatory underwear that it gives you.
I was gonna say, I've not even got pants on. Right.
Then we had to beg him to let you go. Then we had to wait for you to become conscious again. And then he walked us off of his property.
It's the way that a dwarf just appeared out of nowhere and he was off
chasing. Yeah, it was like, "Oh, is he with you?" Nah, he's not with us. And that was it. He just went hunting. So this is the thing, and I wonder if we'll be able to get those moments, or will it just be, you know, us on the island? Because I think what will be good is we'll be able to explore more the thing with like the shards and the beams of light and stuff.
I think it's really good moments like that, but it is one of those like where when you're in things like that, it's griefing is sort of rife, so you can sort of see why he was sort of mad defensive about like, who are you? Have you been messing with our pipeline and stuff like that? And even though we could have just turned around and started punching him, we had nothing to lose.
No.
We should have done that. Well, if I wasn't unconscious and being dragged off,
it was the fact that they were that advanced that they had guns as well as their bows and arrows. I think that was the problem. They're like riding pterodactyls and raptors, and we're just like, it's two guys in their loincloths.
Yeah, we pretty much spent most of our time just trying to find something. The thing is, it's that thing of, again, where we was just wandering about and we found that fort as well. There's just so much stuff going on in servers like that because people just create.
I think what we should do,
just let it go.
I think what we should do is when it does come out, so obviously it'll come out on the 16th, we'll play it for a bit. I'm just going to quickly have a look at the calendar.
I'm pretty sure I didn't make a sentence just. But still, I knew what I meant.
And I knew what you meant. It's fine. No, I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think of a day because I think I'm.
It's Wednesday.
Should we do it? So it comes out on the Wednesday. The Sunday. Shall we just do like just an all-day stream and just literally have it open to whoever wants to jump in? So anybody listening to you, if you're on Xbox One, if you should be downloading Ark Evolved on the 20th of December, me and Squeak will be streaming, you know, our own too. So is yours Squeako, Twitch TV?
Yeah.
Squeako, and then...
No, it's not actually. You're wrong. It's Squeak Clean.
Okay.
I lied.
So, yours will be twitch.tv/squeakclean. Mine will be twitch.tv/jason89. And yeah, we'll both streaming, I guess, that way. Because remember when I done it on Minecraft, and I ended up having loads of people in there. And obviously, I was only limited to like 8. So it'll be interesting to see what Ark does. And I just think that would be a cool way to do it. Because then we could just leave people to it. You know, if we decide to piss off someone, we'll just leave it on.
Yeah.
To let people do what they're doing. Okay, that's what we'll do. I think that's how we'll try and replicate it. But yeah, I cannot wait for that to come out on the 16th because I just... Yeah, I'm off work. I think Friday's my last day. And then I'm off until the new year. So I imagine quite a lot of time is going to be spent doing that and not my assignment this due. Oh, man.
Maybe that's not a good idea.
Do you know what? I think my lecturers will understand.
Sure.
When they ask me, why haven't you
When you're
shown me any drafts? I'll be like, Ark Survival Evolved.
hey,
Say
can I
no
have
more.
an extension?
Yeah.
Yeah. Assignment.
5-day extension, no problem, buddy. All yours.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I mean, that's going to be such a good time. Next up is this is quite intrigued me. Have you seen what's up next?
Yes.
How do you feel about this? Before we say what it is, how do you feel about this? If this became mainstream,
the thing is,
would you buy it?
I'm trying to figure out what you've put. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if you mean like when it rains, is it the outside, or is it like the actual? Is it when you take it out the wash, or?
So, basically, yeah. There's a group of people who started a Kickstarter campaign. As of the 11th of December, they're $2,000 off their initial $12,000 target to be able to produce 50. They're going to produce 50 self-drying jackets, like from Back to the Future. So I was just looking at it and I was thinking to myself, the problem with stuff like this is I always think you're going to need some sort of electrical equipment in order to make it dry itself.
The thing is...
And getting electrical equipment wet.
How do you mean by self-drying, though?
So what it does is... So say, like, I was just, reading through the bits, and it has, like, some sort of small fans inside, and the coat has 2 layers. And so what these fans do is they blast air through this thin layer inside of the coat. And there are, like, 2 vents on like the inside of the collar, like 2 small vents. Okay. And so what it does is they've managed to develop their technology so that it takes roughly a minute to dry this coat. So it's the material that you'd have of like your waterproof coat that you'd buy anyway.
I was gonna say, you mean like anorak material?
I think it's more like puffer.
Because I was going to say, there is already that material out there, isn't there, where you can pour water on it and it will just sort of run off.
Yeah, but that's not comfortable. I think that these are like a comfortable jacket. I don't think it's like a coat.
But what I'm saying is you can have the outside of that, so when it rains.
I suppose that, yeah. Because what it says is, what it looks like is a, almost like a bomber jacket.
Okay. What, like typical racist bomber jacket?
No.
Orange inside and the green outside?
No. None of that.
Oh.
Not like that. It's they've tried to stick to the colour scheme of what Marty wore in Back to the Future.
Okay.
They've tried to keep it quite similar looking to that. They were a bit upset because they wanted to try and get it out for Back to the Future Day, but just because of the development and stuff, they came very close to giving up, but managed to have a breakthrough. So that's why they've continued trying to push through for it.
Can I just say, again, people will judge me. I fucking hate Back to the Future.
Why?
Because I just... Time travel in films in itself annoys me.
I get that.
Because there's so many loopholes in it, and there's so many different ways to actually think about time travel and time in itself. But, like, that's a different thing. But anyway... But yeah, and I don't know, I just find it really shit. I think it's one of those where it's like, like films run every Christmas sort of thing, or does that typical film that like, I don't know, like say ITV will have like
Jumanji.
yes, and they will just play it every day, almost. Well, not every day, but you know what I mean. They're
Yeah.
like every week. It's like like yes, Back to the Future series.
The thing is, it's one of
yeah.
those where I really
Play them.
enjoy. I really enjoy. I guess it's part of it's the nostalgia, but I really enjoy just 90s movies because we've got to a point now where when we watch films, we do poke a lot of holes in a lot of things. Where as society, due to our access to the information we can get, we're quick to find the flaws in anything.
I don't do that. I just enjoy everything as it comes.
Sorry, you better go get that fire extinguisher because your
Ev-
pants are ablazing.
But
But yeah, it's one of those where that's why I enjoy watching old school Arnie.
Yes. Know what though? Yeah, that's the thing is nowadays, Arnie's, Sylvester Stallone's, like you don't have the same sort of action as you did back then.
But they can't do it. You got
It's
to think,
just not
yeah.
the same.
If you look at True Lies. True Lies was a really good film. Was really enjoyable, really funny. They could not remake that now because people would not accept it.
Yeah. People have no humor.
And I think it's a lot of things. If you look at think back to The Last Action Hero, a boy who gets a golden ticket that lets him go inside of the movie screen
That
at the
was the
cinema.
coolest shit ever. And there was the cat detective that's a cartoon in it. Who doesn't love shit like that? Roger
Okay.
fucking Rabbit.
Okay. But look, when they've tried to replicate that, they haven't done one that recently. But like with the exception of Roger Rabbit and Space Jam, name me another one that done a crossover that worked. Because the Looney Tunes movies were terrible. They had one with like Brendan Fraser. It was really slapstick, but it was just terrible. It was like straight to DVD kind of stuff.
Yeah, but Brendan Fraser.
I think he's quite good at physical comedy, but anyway, this is supposed to be a game and tech show. Why are we talking about movies and entertainment?
Because we like complaining about things.
Not we, you. You like complaining about things.
Don't you just palm your annoyances off on me.
So,
I've just
to
said
summarise, there's a 12 grand Kickstarter. They're 2 grand away from their target. They're going to release 50 jackets of a self-drying jacket. I'm hoping that the whole time we've been discussing movies all of a sudden that I will have the demo of the jacket up on YouTube so you can kind of see what it looks like and how it works. It does look pretty cool, and I feel that with stuff moving forward, it'll get to a point in 10 years time that we'll have all sorts of gadgets inside because there's people that wear coats that have like speakers in them and stuff now.
Can I just say one film that has like everyone should watch? Kung Fury. If you've not watched it already.
I'll let you say Kung Fury because it does have the digital and video game, sort of theme to it.
It's that video game sort of 80s action madness.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Yeah, you should check it out. Half an hour of your life will just like pass by you, but you'll be so happy about it.
Okay, Squeak. So I want to try and do something right now.
What are we doing?
I want to try and establish what your favorite video game console is, right? But I'm not going to say of all time. I'm just going to say from what is considered the third generation onwards. Because I feel that going pre-1983, I feel your knowledge won't be as thorough.
I'm not that old.
So yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to name 2 consoles, and you just pick one of them.
Oh, what are we? Oh, and then are we just like siphoning them out, sort of thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll start off with the Atari 7800 versus the Super Cassette Vision. Have you ever played either of those?
Neither of those. What kind of shit is this? Fucking.
Do you know? I've never seen this before. The PV1000 versus the Action Max.
That sounds like something out of RoboCop.
It's okay. The next 2 you do know. So the Nintendo Entertainment System or the Sega Master System.
NES.
Okay, he's gone NES.
NES. Can't beat Mario.
Okay, so on to the 4th generation. So these are considered to be between 1987 and 1995. We've got the Neo Geo versus the Sega Genesis / Sega Mega Drive.
Mega Drive.
Mega Drive. Okay. The Sega Mega Drive or the SNES?
SNES.
Okay. SNES or the NES?
It is the. Not one of those people that says SNES. SNES. SNES all day.
SNES over NES? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving into our 5th generation. So these are 1993 to 1999. And I'm looking at these, and some of these I'm just a bit like, what the hell? I've never heard of some of these, and it surprises me.
So you're gonna ask me about them, right?
I just...
You just what? You just
So
what?
I've heard of the Amiga, but not the Amiga CD32.
No, I've not heard of that.
And the Pioneer Laser Active.
Not heard of that.
Like, this console's massive. Like, the picture of it's huge.
What are we talking? Bigger than like the first Xbox?
It looks like one of my dad's bloody amps.
Wow.
It's massive. Okay, the Atari Jaguar or the Nintendo 64.
64.
Okay, Nintendo 64 or the Sega Saturn.
64.
Nintendo 64 or the original PlayStation.
Ooh. Ooh.
You've gone a bit quiet, mind.
Well. Oh. PlayStation. Yeah, PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think.
Sony PlayStation or the SNES.
SNES.
Okay. It's reigning supreme so far. This is where it's going to get a bit tricky for you. Nintendo GameCube or PlayStation 2?
PS2.
PlayStation 2 versus Xbox. The original Xbox.
PS2.
PS2 versus the Dreamcast.
Dreamcast.
Dreamcast versus the SNES.
Oh. I don't like that. I like them both. They're so
Got to
good.
pick one. Got to pick one.
SNES.
You're going with SNES?
SNES. We'll go with SNES. I really like the Dreamcast though.
Before we go into the 7th generation, do you want to stick with SNES?
Yeah, I do want to stick with it.
Okay.
But
I have a feeling that it won't change now because we're getting
Yep.
obviously a bit more reach. So the 7th generation, 2005, 2012. PlayStation 3 versus the Wii.
I never had a Wii, so PS3.
You've never had a Wii? Bloody hell.
No,
You must be busting.
I was going to say that. All my weight is just water weight.
360 versus PS3.
360.
And 360 versus the SNES.
SNES.
Cool. And then, yeah, so we've got today's consoles. Wii U, PS4, Xbox One.
Ooh. I can't go Xbox One just because I always play on it. But it doesn't really mean that the others are shit. It just
This is the thing. I feel like
nowadays
Xbox
it's a
One...
social aspect to it.
Yeah, Xbox One for us is top because that's where all our people are.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Xbox One versus SNES.
SNES.
So, Squeak, you have picked the SNES as your favourite console of your lifetime. That's what I'll go with.
Yeah.
So if anybody asks you now, you can't go, I'm not sure. It's SNES. Dreamcast was a close second.
I did like the Dreamcast though.
Who would you pick third?
Ooh, PS2.
PS2. Okay.
PS2.
See, I feel my favourite console of all time is the PS2.
The thing is,
I do love going back to the SNES.
It's got such an expansive library
Yeah.
and just so many different games. I think that's where. Yeah. I mean, think about it. San Andreas alone.
Yeah. That's the thing. I keep mentioning it. Time Splitters. Time Splitters. Time Splitters. Time Splitters.
Yeah.
Amazing. First game I played online. First online shooter. Used to enjoy playing that. N64, I think, would be up there as well. Having like your Donkey Kong 64s, your Conker's Bad Fur Day, Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Super Smash Bros, Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Stadium, the original ones. You know, when you could first when you used to get a thing in the back, the Rumble Packs, Lilac Wars.
Yeah. Lilac Wars was pretty awesome.
So I think it's up there. There's just so many cool ones. I mean, anybody listening, in the comments, or check it on our page. I'll ask the question as well. Like, what is your favorite console of your lifetime? Would you say? Because I think the thing is, I'm gonna try find it now and see if I can even find what it was called. Because I'm not sure which. But like, I used to love when I used to go around my sister's granddad's house, and one of my sister's uncles had the one that would have like the tapes in it, and you'd have to play like the whole tape. The whole tape would have to play through, and then the game would come up on the screen.
Okay, yeah,
I used to love playing on that. But yeah, I couldn't tell you what it was called. I mean, there is a Super Cassette Vision, but it doesn't look familiar. It used to be basically like a keyboard with a tape deck on it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, obviously Wikipedia is not the be-all and end-all, but it was my go-to place to find these consoles to ask you these questions.
I don't know why. Was that an Amstrad?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I was just really... I was really little. I just remember him... He'd put it out and... Well, that sounds well dodgy.
Slow down, though. Repressed memories.
No, I do remember him putting on, like... There's, like... There used to be a fruit machine game. There was a Santa delivering the presents. There's, like, a side-scroller. And, like, a few others. And, yeah, it was just really cool. And... so, yeah. I know, right? So yeah, so anybody listening, I'd be interested to hear what is your favourite console of all time. I think it'd be quite fun as well to see obviously the generations that are about now who haven't played anything pre-PlayStation 2.
That's really weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Kind of take it for granted.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But it's that thing of where microtransactions and things like that will eventually become the norm.
Yeah.
For the generation. It'll be like they will never know what a complete and full game is like.
Yeah, and because you got to think, like, you know, we'd get games like it wasn't that all the games were fixed, but you accepted how they were.
Well, the thing is,
they'd release a 99% finished game, or no, it would be a finished game, but there would just be holes in it that couldn't be tested because there was no way of testing them.
Yeah, or it's just too big a game to actually find everything.
And it's become one of those things now where they kind of, you know, they've loosened their belts. They just let themselves go a bit more now because they know they can update it later.
It's that thing of we've got the base game, push it out. It don't really matter if we test it or not because people will find it and complain about it.
Yeah.
People will do our quality assurance for us, sort of thing, like
Quality control.
That one.
There you go. Yeah, so moving on, looking at the
Testing. Balls. You know what I mean.
I know. We're getting to the end of the year, so you know, there's a few things that are coming up that are like, you know, giving out awards and recognition for certain things, and Apple have released just a few things of their top charts for 2015.
I genuinely thought you was going to give me an award and recognition then.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, you're not worthy. So,
wow.
The top free app. What would you guess would be the top free app? And I feel like this goes on both platforms. To be honest, I'd be surprised it wasn't both.
I'll be honest, apps and that I don't really keep up with.
Okay, well, you won't be surprised. WhatsApp is the most downloaded iPhone app of 2015. And I imagine it's up there with Android as well, because it has just like smashed the messenger marking. Then next up was Dubsmash. Have you seen anybody use Dubsmash, Squeak?
Yeah, I have.
And then Facebook Messenger was also up there.
I don't know how I feel about that Dubsmash.
Now, I'm a bit of a cheapskate, so I can't really vouch too much for many paid apps, but apparently Heads Up was the most popular paid app, with the official Fantasy Premier League app second, and Minecraft Pocket Edition taking up the third spot. Minecraft topped the iPad paid for downloads. Crossy Roads was top for the free on the iPad. You played Crossy Roads?
No.
The girls love it. The thing is they don't realise that I've tried to tell them that you can move left and right, but it's almost like Frogger.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, you just have to kind of move forward as much as you can. If you don't move fast enough, then the eagle will come and take you.
You know what? I was going to say, I actually think I remember them playing it.
Yeah, and they're just like spamming it.
Yeah.
Run! So no, I can, you know, that's quite fun. It's quite a harmless game, getting your kids to get animals run over by cars. So yes, it's been quite interesting just to see some of the apps that have come top. I think it's really hard because obviously with the people that have the best backing obviously get to push their apps to the top.
Yeah.
And there end up being some apps that you might find on accident that are pretty good, which is why I like to kind of do the WhatsApp of the week. I try not to play too many things that are hashtag mainstream. I didn't mean hashtag, but I meant like in quotation marks. But I felt like
Such a hipster.
doing the air quotes with my fingers you can't see. So if I say hashtag, that kind of works, right?
No,
Okay.
it doesn't.
I'll try and say it differently then.
Why don't you just quote unquote?
Quote unquote mainstream. Yeah,
Yeah.
I try to play less of those, just because you want to try and find those little gems. There'll be some that will have a backing of a mediocre, like I'll play those kind of things and try and talk about them. But it's one of those where when you go onto your app store, it'll give you like the top 5 games, and everybody will play those, so they'll continue to be the top 5. You need to kind of dig deep to find that diamond in the rough.
I think that's the thing. I think it's almost like YouTube. What we was on about. Was it last time? Was it last time?
The last episode?
The last episode? Where we were saying, the more mainstream sort of, up there sort of stuff is sort of generic now, isn't
Yeah.
it? Because it's the tried and tested method. I think to find new things, you gotta go to where people haven't really looked.
Yeah.
I do hear that.
So moving into quite organically into the WhatsApp of the week. It's quite an old app, and it was mentioned in our last episode, but I thought that it did. It's worth a mention just so that people obviously hear about it, because it is quite a fun game to play. And it's called Tiny Dice Dungeons, and it's a dungeon crawler. You pick the level, and the way you attack is through the roll of a dice, and you continually roll your dice until you get a 1, or you choose to attack. So if you choose to roll and roll and roll and roll and roll, and you save up a score of 100, press attack, and it will attack the enemy for 100. But if you've got an enemy who you know is going to absolutely destroy you on his go, and you're trying to roll as high as you can to try and kill him first, once you hit that 1, you'll go with null and void. So it's one of those where it's an RNG nightmare, absolute nightmare.
I was gonna say, I think I remember you saying, and I was gonna say RNG is the most stressful thing in any game.
It's one of those things where sometimes you'll feel that the game is on your side, but there's that part of you where when you're playing it and you have to that this boss is just going to just decimate you, and he has like 301 health, and you roll and you roll and you roll and you get 300, and you're like, if he has 1 health he still hits me with full strength, I need to roll the dice once. And you roll 1, goes over, he takes a go, kills you, and you're just like, I was damned if I did, damned if I didn't. And because it's digital, it's like when you play Monopoly on a console or on the PC, because you're not physically rolling a die that you can vouch for being fair. you just don't know.
Monopoly is daylight robbery. That's not even.
But the thing that I like about Tiny Dice Dungeon is that there's also an aspect to it where you can capture the monsters that you come up against, and the way to capture them is to roll your total roll to match their exact health.
So this game is just solely based on RNG.
Solely RNG. But what's cool is that what you then get is it does have when you go through the dungeons you get pickups, and then you can assign them to your character. They have 4 slots. You can have a pendant, pair of headphones. I don't know, there's stupid things like a bottle of ketchup, and when you equip them to your character, it will give them different boosts. So it might give them more HP, might give them poison damage, increase their poison damage, increase their fire, grass, water, ice, all that stuff. But then also you get some stuff that ups your defense of it. So when you go to one of the forests and all the enemies are grass type, and you guys have got fire types, it'll say in the corner attack 500%. So whatever your attack roll is, it'll do 500% of that.
Okay,
which is cool. So that's quite a good aspect. So sometimes if you're going to an area where you know that you're going to come up a certain type of, then you can kind of adjust it accordingly. But it's alright. It's definitely worth a look at. I will give it 4. The RNG,
4?
Yeah, the 4.
4?
The RNG is upsetting, but you can really get into it. And I think where it can be quite fast paced, it all depends on how quickly you want to roll the dice. If you want to take your time rolling the dice and then taking your go, it's up to you. But if you've say you've upgraded your guy and he's got 3 dice, if you want to tap all 3 fingers on the screen at the same time and see how many times you can hit it, it's up to you how quickly you play. And I think that there is what makes it good. If you lose, it's a pain in the ass. but there's no of this, like, the energy you have to wait an hour. You just straight back in.
Just so you know, I'm just saying 4 like that because I swear, is that not the highest?
It is pretty high. It's a solid 4. It's not edging to a 5, but I feel like 3 doesn't do it justice. But 4, yeah, that is one of our.
Has been given a 4 yet? Have we been keeping note of
I haven't been keeping note. I feel like Star Wars was up there because the Tower Defense Star Wars was really good as well.
Okay.
So yeah, I give that 4 watts out of 5.
Just wasn't sure if that was the highest rated.
So yeah, not gonna make a fuss of it. Gonna go up to shout outs. Squeak, no shout outs, cool. So my shout out this week goes to at Fernleaf Flynn.
Hey, you remembered this time.
I remembered this time. At Fernleaf Flynn. Yeah, she's got the only thing I would say is that I want her to produce more stuff because.
Well, slow down there, friend.
The thing is, she's got 2 videos now. She's got 2. She's done the Optimistic Soldier. Now, at the time of recording, I haven't seen it, but I will be watching this. Her first video, Move to Wonderful Velen for The Witcher 3, I thought was really good. Amazing place to start, and I'm hoping that she produces more stuff that will have me laughing because I get fed up of that's the wrong term. But I feel like a bit of a hipster when it comes to YouTube. I try to find the unknowns because KSI is cool. Like I'll say it, he can be annoying, so can anybody. But he's cool. But he's not. He doesn't have to put the effort in. 11 million people watch his videos.
Yeah.
I understand that he works hard. I'm not saying he doesn't work hard. He probably is doing nothing but YouTube and trying to find the next step to take.
Thing is, though, he could just put a video of him taking a dump.
Yes.
And, yeah.
That's the point that he is at. He doesn't have to do anything. And it's really cool that he starts to do his music. But I feel that, we need to find the next people coming up. And I feel like Fernleaf Flynn, if she keeps going the way she is, she'll be up there. I want to co-sign it. I want it somewhere in writing that says, like, Jace gave this a stamp of approval. And then when we see her winning some sort of YouTube personality award, it could be like, ÜWatt told you.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you not know that it will be us giving the award?
Ooh, I like that.
See? Optimism.
Always the professionals. It's our professionalism that will take us to the top.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. We have professionalism.
Yeah, definitely. So there's a shout. So check her out. I'll try and keep her link. I'll put her link in below so that obviously if you want to go check out. There's only 2 videos at the moment, but I'm sure she'll have more stuff out soon. I will tell her that I've given her a shout out and the pressure's on for her to produce more stuff because I don't know what her personal life's like. She's probably got a job and like I got a job, I do uni and I do this, so she might be under more pressure. I don't know. This is easily becoming our longest episode, so I'm going to try and wrap it up as quick as I can. I do apologise, but we're clocking in at like 50 minutes I think today. Squeak. Squeak. Oh wow. Internet connection problems. Hey guys, apology for the way that the podcast just went. It appears that the podcast gods are against us and Squeak had a technical difficulty. I just wanted to quickly say thank you to everybody that's been listening. I've been getting feedback from the people that do listen, and I'm just so glad of the positivity that's been coming back about the show, and everybody seems to be, finding it quite entertaining. And this is the reason why I do it. If you guys are listening, please just drop a comment, whether you're listening to it in a window on Facebook, or whether you're listening to it on, if you're listening on YouTube, just drop a comment. Just let me know that you're listening. Let me know that you like it. I'll give out shout outs to whoever wants them, really. Please check us out on Twitter at @UWatt_. We're on the Facebook, like the page, facebook.com/UWattPodcast. If you do just want to get the audio and you don't want to watch the YouTube clips, that's absolutely fine. Go check us out at uwatt.podomatic.com. So yeah, I've been Jace. Unfortunately, he's not here, but he's been Squeak. And we'll see you next week.